Arbogast reached in and pulled out a 38 and shot the guy. I graduated from the Naval Academy in 1964 and was trained as a Navy pilot, and got out of training and went to replacement air group training, the Skyraider in Lemoore, California. And then immediately was sent to Alameda, which is near San Francisco. And then we trained a little more and went to sea on the Baham Richard, and started my combat experiences in Vietnam. First, a few things, but a little bit about the airplane. It's not a very well-known airplane because right now there's just so few left of them. But they're one of the most powerful single-engine, single-seat aircraft they ever built. It's a 3,000 horsepower engine. It's a very big, pretty big airplane. It did some service in the Korean War, and it absolutely is a flying dump truck. The ordnance it can carry is like 12 500-pound bombs, 3 2,000 bombs, and it has 4 20-millimeter cannons. So it's really a lethal weapon at its time, but a very effective weapon. We had a down pilot, a Navy pilot, and I believe his name was Arbogast. I might not have that quite right, but it is near the port of Haiphong, which is right on the Gulf of Tonkin, and where our aircraft carrier was in the Gulf of Tonkin. And he was on the beach there. Well, at that time, there was 4 of us, and we were flying what they call RESCAP, the Rescue Combat Air Patrol, where we supported the helicopters that went in to pick up the downed airmen, and we supported them with firepower, and that was one of our missions. This one in particular started off as we being called up when we were on station, and they said downed airmen. And by the time we got there, all the guys in the pajamas and the bad guys coming out of from North Vietnam, this is North Vietnam, had pretty well surrounded him on the beach, and there was, I'd say, a good maybe 20 or 30 of them there with our pilot on the down beach. And the first pass was that we just rolled in anyway and kind of shot up the beach a little bit, and also the tree line where it appeared there was some gun emplacements there. And as we came in and started shooting, the whole group scattered. I mean, they just went every which way, and they mostly ran for the tree line. And the thing about it was, we looked back. By the time I rolled in there, we looked back and saw the guys with the guns and the pajamas. They had taken off, with the exception of one guy. And this one guy was holding a gun, a rifle of some kind, on the downed aviator. In all the action was going on with all the A-1s shooting and driving, the guy holding the gun on him was sitting there looking up in the air watching him like this. Arbogast reached in and pulled out a 38 and shot the guy. And then he started making it for the water. He was running he got out in the water, he was swimming out. Meanwhile, these guys are shooting at him from, we're trying to keep their heads down, but they were shooting from and you can see splashes in the water. He's getting out there pretty far, and he's really going. Well, along came the helicopter and wanted to pick him up. But these guys, if he too close to the shore, they probably would have shot up the helicopter. So we kept pounding the shoreline with the ammunition. But we used a particular maneuver that I believe was more of a World War II maneuver. And because we were a prop airplane, we could do this. It's called a Whifferdill maneuver. And what you do is you're a little about 200 or 300 yards off of your target, and you come parallel along the beach. And then you pull up, do a half Cuban 8 roll, pull your nose down, roll out, and you're right on the target, a burst of ammunition, you tear them all up, and you break out of it. But they can't shoot at you because not only you're changing direction, but you're below the guns that they shoot can't depress that far. So you get a good angle on the shot, and you can really suppress the whole thing. Meanwhile, he's getting further and further out to the water, out away from the beach. And the helicopter said something about asking for a white phosphorus marker in the water. So what they did is they came in and threw a white phosphorus. It makes white smoke, but they did it about 300 or 400 yards away from where he was. So next thing you know, you see mortar splashes in the water on the white phosphorus because they thought he was over there. and the helicopter came in, and so we just rolled in about the same time. So they suppressed all their activity, picked him up, and took him home. It was kind of a unique experience that you don't hear too much about.